So quickly, what are some of the pillars for a healthy career reset? I'll talk about four pillars. I'll give us four pillars that for a healthy career reset. The first one is identity alignment. Identity, you have to know yourself. You have to understand like you are beyond your job title. You are beyond your immigration status. You are not your immigration status. You are not, you are more than that. There's more to you than whatever title you will hold. I don't care what designation your job or your dream job comes with. You are beyond that. You are more than that. You are not defined just by that title. So knowing that you're beyond your title, you're beyond the immigration status, like you should separate your worth as a person from the position, from the title. That's the first one. It's about identity, identity alignment, knowing who you are beyond the title, beyond status, beyond salary, and that position, no position should define your worth. All right. So that's the first one, identity. The second one is skill alignment. Okay, skill. Are your skills still relevant? This is a difficult question, but we have to ask it. Again, we're trying to figure out what are the pillars for a healthy career reset. You have to look at what skills what can you do. Are they still relevant to today's markets? Last year, I did some series talking about artificial intelligence and how it's changing the world of work. Are certain career paths, there are certain job titles that will be massively impacted by advancements in technology and artificial intelligence. And if you are in that lane where, there's a lot of, maybe front end development work, for example, graphic design, photo editing, these things are being massively copywriting, right? How many copywriters do you see now? I think that's the almost like the base foundation for that's the busiest part, like most people are familiar with, you know, writing copy, building email campaigns, those kind of things. Those jobs, those opportunities are being massively affected and impacted by advancements in tech, primarily artificial intelligence. And so, if that is what you've defined, if that's the skill you had where you were a copywriter before, your go-to was building amazing copy to help sell products and all. You have to start looking at are these skills still relevant for where the world is going, right? Uh, uh, so that skill alignment has to be a question you have to ask yourself. Are you building depth or just accumulating credentials? Right? Make sure again you are building for today. You're learning for today. You're learning for what the market needs in today's job market. The marketplace is looking for that is willing to pay for today. You learn for what the market is offering. Okay, so identity alignment number one, number two, skill alignment, number three, life alignment. Right? Again, when you're deciding what career path to take, when you're doing a career reset, you have to find work that fits your family obligations, your family responsibilities, that fits that accommodates your energy, or that's not going to mess with your mental health. Okay, this is so important because again, you're going to spend the work or the career path you choose, you're spending a good amount of your waking hours on this job. It has to line up with what your family values are, right? What's important, if you're in a situation where hey, you have a partner who can take care of the kids while you go to work, and it's worked out between two of you, that will affect how you choose your career, right? If you are in a situation where you have to be available to pick up the kids from school, then a job that goes till from 8 a.m. to 5 might not work for you because you have to pick them up by 3, or it has to be able to afford you enough payments to pay for after school care, right? So these are considerations. So that life alignment has to be super important. Some people you don't want a you get to a point at some point when I was, moving on from, I was trying to make I wasn't making a career change per se. I was just taking on exploring new opportunities at the time. And one of my key criterias were I do not want to take on any job that had an on-call rotation. I don't want to work after hours. I want to come back home and I'm done for the day, right? When I first started my career, I did not mind working, being on call, doing the on-call rotations. At a certain stage, I didn't feel like I wanted to do that because of where just because of the life expectations or the life demands my life expectations. No, um, but demands, my obligations around home, around family, around ministry, right? And so I had to prioritize certain things. Um, so again, you have to look at all of that. You have to look at immigration, right? Depending on where you are in your immigration journey. If you're say on OPT, then you have to start looking at, well, sponsorship. Do they have a track record of sponsoring? Are they willing to do my H1? Those should factor into choosing, what career path and what employer you decide to go with. Okay, so these are some considerations. So there has to be that life alignment. So identity, skill, life